Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This video is going to be the top 10 undercard matches in the history of the Royal Rumble event. So over the years since the Royal Rumble started in 1988, there's been so many great undercard matches in the history of the Royal Rumble. And we're on the road to the Royal Rumble coming up in a couple of weeks, the WWE Royal Rumble 2024. And this is a list I came up with. This is only the top 10. Believe me, there's more great matches that took place at the Royal Rumble event over the years. But I'm going to grace you with my top 10 favorite matches in the history of the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. Undercard matches, that is. First of all, before I begin the top 10 list, I'm going to start off with the honorable mentions. All right, so I'm going to name 5 honorable mentions that I chose myself before I begin this top 10 list. Honorable mention number 1, Rugged Ronnie Garvin versus Greg the Hammer Valentine from the 1990 Royal Rumble. This was a great submission match. Started off a little slow, but then those two guys, they kicked it up a notch and they kept the crowd into it. They got the crowd into it with their exchange of submission moves and hold for hold. And in the end, Ronnie Garvin would come out victorious. All right, honorable mention number 2, Becky Lynch versus Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship at the 2020 Royal Rumble. Long story short, Becky retained her title as she got revenge on Asuka from the previous year. Okay, honorable mention number 3, the Hardys, Matt and Jeff against Eminem, Joey Mercury, and Johnny Nitro, along with Melina. Wow, and this match was really good. This was a high-flying opener to open the year 2007, and the crowd was just electric and jacked and ready for it. The Hardys came away with the win. A lot of near falls in this one, a lot of action from start to finish, fast-paced all the way. And yeah, very good match. All definite honorable mention, and is indeed a highlight reel for the Royal Rumble undercard matches. Okay, so honorable mention number 4 comes from the very first Royal Rumble event, the Jumping Bomb Angels challenging Jimmy Hart's Glamour Girls for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. And when you have a look at this match, it's safe to say that all of these women were ahead of their time. We saw lots of high-flying maneuvers from the Jumping Bomb Angels from Japan. Yeah, they were definitely in a league of their own, them and the Glamour Girls, when it came to physicality involved. So yeah, if you haven't seen this matchup, check it out. It's really good. And this match back in around 87 or so, yeah, this match took place at several house shows, but this one here at the 1998 Royal Rumble, this one is very good. And the Jumping Bomb Angels ended up coming out your new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions at the time. Okay, and my final honorable mention before I begin the top 10 list will be for the Intercontinental Championship. The champion Razor Ramon defending against Double J, Jeff Jarrett, with the roadie in his corner from the 1995 Royal Rumble event. This match was also another hot opener, and I think the Royal Rumble pay-per-view in 95 was probably the best pay-per-view of the entire year in 1995, to be honest with you. But anyhow, the match ended on a countout when the roadie interfered and attacked Razor Ramon, and Jeff Jarrett won the match by countout. But then Jarrett called Razor Ramon's bluff, bringing Ramon back to the ring. And yeah, the story that was told throughout the match was Razor got his leg worked on by Jeff Jarrett, and he just took advantage of him when Razor got up for the Razor's Edge. He couldn't execute the move, and Jeff Jarrett rolled him up to become your new Intercontinental Champion. All right, so that is the honorable mentions for this video, and here we go with the top 10 undercard matches in the history of the Royal Rumble event. All right, starting off with number 10, the Rockers, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, taking on the Mr. Fuji's Orient Express, Kato and Tanaka. Wow. What can I say about this match that hasn't been said? This match has been talked about over and over and over again for several years and is one of the best matches in the history of the Royal Rumble. We saw why Shawn and Marty were called tag team specialists in this match with all their high flying maneuvers and their offense and defense tactics. And we saw why the Orient Express was also, ring veterans, as they were very light on their feet and very agile in everything they did as far as execution was concerned. Anyway, in the end, Shawn and Marty, the Rockers, prevailed victorious in a hell of an opener, and the crowd just made this match electric. Electricity personified, so loud. I remember seeing this match as a child, and I was just thrilled with the way the crowd made it and the way the performers in that match made it happen at the 1991 Royal Rumble. All right, coming in for number 9. For the WWF Championship, we got the champion Big Daddy Cool Diesel defending against Bret the Hitman Hart. Wow. Now this match was just something else. A lot of people didn't expect. We got a heel like Bret the Hitman Hart throughout this match, as he was on the verge of getting disqualified by breaking the rules, using a steel chair on Diesel's leg. And he was actually getting some boos from the crowd. But but the whole thing is, hey, you do whatever it takes to win, right? Because he was done wrong when he was screwed out of the championship. And this was a rare babyface versus babyface matchup for the title. And the match was interrupted at one point when Shawn Michaels came out and attacked Diesel. When Diesel got the powerbomb jackknife on Bret, went for the cover, and Shawn Michaels broke it up. And then the match continued after that. And then afterwards, while Bret had Diesel in the sharpshooter, Owen Hart comes out and attacked his brother. I just love the brother versus brother storyline from this era. And then when that happened, once again, the match was to continue. And then afterwards, after they continued and they fought some more, it just turned into a slugfest at that point towards the end. And then you had all these guys storm the ring once again. You had Owen Hart, you had Shawn Michaels storming the ring again. But this time, Jeff Jarrett, Bob Backlund, and the Roadie, they all came out and they just attacked Diesel and Bret, and they messed up this match. Diesel eventually fought them off, and all the heels ran out. And then we see a display of sportsmanship by Bret and Diesel as they shook hands and they embraced each other. Your winner and still champion in this epic WWF Championship match at the 1995 Rumble, Big Daddy Cool Diesel. All right, coming in at number 8, we have Daniel Bryan versus Bray Wyatt from the 2014 Royal Rumble. Now, everybody knows the whole story about this 2014 Royal Rumble. The whole thing where Daniel Bryan was not in the Royal Rumble towards the end, and the fans, they really, really, really were unhappy. As a fan watching that 10 years ago, I was also very unhappy, because at the time, Daniel Bryan was at the peak of his popularity. But anyhow, this matchup here was probably the best entire match of that entire pay-per-view. So we had some good spots in this match. You saw Daniel do his thing, knowing now you'll understand why he's called a submission specialist. He shined in this matchup and showed why he knows a lot of submission moves, a lot of holds. He knows an infinite amount of holds. And I dare say he really, really brought out the best in Bray Wyatt. We saw some good chain wrestling from Bray Wyatt in this match as well. This was one of those times where, Bray was given the opportunity to show that he can go out there and he can have a match with the likes of a Daniel Bryan. Okay, but in the end, we had Sister Abigail executed on Daniel Bryan, and then Bray Wyatt got the pin. So your winner in this epic opener for the 2014 Royal Rumble, Bray Wyatt. Okay, so coming in at number 7, once again, Daniel Bryan versus The Fiend Bray Wyatt for the WWE Universal Championship from the 2020 edition of the Royal Rumble in a strap match. All right, so this match, it was a rematch from the Survivor Series, and thank goodness we didn't get that stupid red light that we all would always get during the Fiend's matches. But anyhow, this match I think topped the Rumble match they had at 2014. And yeah, man, this was a strap match. Oh, yeah, lots of usage of the strap. We seen the Fiend use the strap to his advantage to try to choke out Bryan, to try to whip him into the post. We saw him whipping him into the post, and then trying to whip him with the strap as well. And then we saw a very, very iconic move from Daniel Bryan. That was the yes lock executed onto the strap, just pulling back with the strap, and just yanking away at it, trying to get a submission out of the Fiend. But the end came. I think it was with the mandible claw. Bray Wyatt won. I haven't watched the match in a while, so I can't really remember it all that well. But yeah, it was really, really good. I remember enjoying this match thoroughly throughout that entire pay-per-view. Yeah, so your winner and still the Universal Champion in that classic matchup, The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. God rest his soul. Okay, coming up next at number 6, last man standing match for the WWE Championship. John Cena defending the title against the Samoan Bulldozer Umaga at the 2007 Royal Rumble event. Now this match was it was excellent, excellent match. We saw a lot of brawling, we saw a lot of punching, a lot of things that Cena was trying to think out of the box in this match. Yeah, he used a few moves we never seen before. And yeah, you just got to go back and watch it. It was really good. And there was a crazy spot in that match where Umaga placed John Cena on the announce table, and then he ran from one side of the ring over the barricade and tried to come down on Cena, and he missed and crashed and burned. Yeah, but at one point, we also had John Cena using the stairs, ramming it into Umaga's head, trying to weaken him. And then we would see Armando Estrada, that's Umaga's manager, unmount the ring with some tools that he had. And then I remember Umaga getting choked out. It backfired, choked out by the ring ropes. He tried for the Samoan spike on John Cena with a part of the ring that he had in his hand as a weapon, takes the place of his thumb. And as he charged Cena, Cena ducked and picked him up on his shoulders and just nailed him with the FU from there. And then right there, Cena would use the ring ropes, the loose ring ropes, wrap it up and choke Umaga out. And then Umaga, just to show what kind of beast mode he was in, he kept on getting up. He got up about at least 3 times when the referee did the 10 count to count him down. And then Selena relentlessly wrapped those ropes around his neck, kept pulling back, and eventually Umaga couldn't get up. This is a classic I Quit match. Your winner, John Cena, still the WWE Champion. Okay, coming in at number 5, we have The Rock versus Mankind for the WWF Championship at the 1999 Royal Rumble. Everybody knows about this match. Yeah, what hasn't been said about this match already, right? Everybody knows the whole story. It's well documented. This match was most talked about. The highlight of that match was Mick Foley getting struck in the head over and over and over and over and over again by The Rock. Oh my gosh, man. I don't know what they were thinking, but in the end, Mick Foley, man. I don't think there's anybody tougher than Mick Foley out there. He used to take so much abuse in all of his matches. And just, The Rock was very, very hated at the time. And, to see this matchup, yeah, It was just something else. Yeah, it was just brutal. It's not for the faint of heart. If you have a if you can't stand brutal violence, I suggest not watching this match at all. But anyway, The Rock regained the WWF Championship after knocking Mick Foley out, Mankind, and it was a recording that they played of Mankind saying "I quit." Yeah, so back then you had these frequent title changes, so and a lot of interference and all of those things. But it was a straight up one-on-one battle. Yeah, but yeah, it was just brutal, man. Just talking about it just makes me cringe with some of the things that happened in that matchup. But anyway, The Rock regains the WWF Championship in this classic "I Quit" match. All right, so number 4, Chris Benoit versus Chris Jericho in a ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship at the 2001 Royal Rumble event. So this match right here was very, very good. We saw a lot of them using the ladder, punishing each other with the ladder. I remember Benoit took a couple of shots to the head with the ladder. And there was one point where Benoit was diving outside of the ring onto Jericho, and Jericho just got the chair up and just whacked Benoit right in the skull with the chair. It's like a long dart coming right at you like this, and then you take a chair and you whack it, you pummel it right in the head. But yeah, the highlight in this match, I remember, right? Very, very iconic image. It's too bad that, it'll always be censored because of the circumstances surrounding the way Chris Benoit left this world and the way his family left this world. But that is Chris Jericho applying the walls of Jericho onto Benoit on top of the ladder. That is a very, very iconic image and is a highlight of Chris Jericho's wrestling career. Unfortunately, like I said, it won't be able to be recognized. But on this night, these guys, they stole the show. And Chris Jericho ended up walking away with the Intercontinental Championship in this classic ladder match, which is one of my favorite ladder matches, my favorite one-on-one ladder matches ever. Okay, so after that, coming in at number 3, Cactus Jack versus Triple H for the WWE Championship in a street fight from the 2000 Royal Rumble. So this match right here, it was also very brutal. There was a 6 spot where Cactus Jack took a back body drop onto a pair of thumbtacks. I remember also Triple H, he took a 6 shot from Cactus with the barbed wire, the baseball bat, I think it was. It was either a baseball bat or a 2x4 wrapped in barbed wire. And he just, whatever it was, he just boom, like whacked Triple H right in the skull. And then both men were bleeding. That's how brutal it was. And you just hear the reaction of Madison Square Garden like, oh, how brutal it was when everyone was witnessing this match. Anyway, the end came when Triple H hit a pedigree on Cactus in the middle of the ring onto the thumbtacks. And then he would get the win, your winner and still the WWE Champion, the Cerebral Assassin, Triple H. All right, coming in at number 2 for the WWE Championship, John Cena taking on AJ Styles, challenging AJ Styles at the 2017 Royal Rumble event. Wow. This match right here was very, very good. Very, very long matchup. They got quite a great amount of time in this matchup. The Cena-AJ Styles feud had never disappointed. I remember they previously had at least 2 other matches at this point in time in the past. At the time when this happened in 2017, this was a title match, and in this match, a lot of near falls, a lot of false finishes. Each guy hit their signature moves on one another, and it was just kick out after kick out after kick out. I lost track of how many times each of them kicked out of the other's moves that they hit on one another. But anyway, the end came when John Cena hit that final F5, sorry, that attitude adjuster, otherwise known as an FU, to become a 16-time WWE champion in this must-see, classic, epic title matchup at the 2017 Rumble. All right, is everybody ready for number one? All right, so coming at number one for the WWE Championship, Kurt Angle defending against Chris Benoit at the 2003 Royal Rumble. Now, this match is one of the greatest championship matches of all time, one of the most purest wrestling matches you will ever see in WWE history or anywhere for that matter. Because this match, both of these guys, they were just reversing everything on one another. They were showing why they were technically equal and technically sound. They were just countering everything. At one point, we saw the crossface reversed into the ankle lock. We saw the ankle lock return into reversed into the crossface. We seen the crossface turned into the angle slam. We seen Kurt Angle get flipped inside out, backwards, and landed on his over his head on his stomach as a result of a German suplex from Chris Benoit. And the crowd there was red hot into this matchup. And at the end of this match, Benoit ended up tapping out to Kurt. And then right after the match, we saw the people give Benoit a standing ovation, proving why he is one of the best and he has what it takes to become champion someday. And that would prove 1 year later when we get to WrestleMania 20. But this matchup is probably the best. To me, it is the best match in the history of the Royal Rumble event, and the best, most purest wrestling match you will ever see. Your winner and still the champion, Kurt Angle, in this epic, classic, must-see, purest wrestling encounter from the 2003 edition of the Royal Rumble. All right, so, I'm glad you guys took the time to listen to this video. That does it for my top 10 list. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, this is what I narrowed it down to. I had so many choices. If I were to make a top 20 list, I'm sure there was at least, there were some more matches that could have been added to that list. But this is what I narrowed it down to. And this is the best of the best for me in the history of the Royal Rumble undercard. All right, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.